The People's Democratic Party's Board of Trustees has taken a significant step to resolve the ongoing dispute over the party's national secretary position. A panel chaired by Kabiru Turaki, a former Minister of Special Duties, has been set up to interface with the two claimants to the position. That's Sunday Ude-Okoye and Samuel Anyanwu. The dispute began when the Court of Appeal ruled in December 2024 that Ude-Okoye should replace Anyanwu as the PDP National Secretary. However, Anyanwu appealed the judgment and filed for a stay of execution at the Supreme Court. The BOT's decision to set up a panel is aimed at resolving the crisis and promoting unity within the party. The panel's findings and recommendations will be crucial in determining the way forward for the PDP. Well, joining me on the program this evening to discuss this is Arthur Ugochukwu, who is the Zonal Secretary for the People's Democratic Party in Imo State. Thank you for your time, Arthur.
Thank you, Dabo, for having me.
All right, let me ask you, Arthur, is the People's Democratic Party united?
Thank you, Dabo. The People's Democratic Party is very much united, and there is no problems of such in the party. That is to answer your question straight up here.
All right, you said...
Yes. Let me expand a little more why I said that the People's Democratic Party is very, very united, because we have one national secretary, distinguished Senator Samuel Anyanwu, and there is no two national secretaries for the office of in the People's Democratic Party. The reason being that the position of the national secretary is not being given, it's not appointed. It's not an appointed position. It's an elected position, and it is a tenured position. So the last convention that brought Senator Samuel Anyanwu the other time, where he emerged as the National Secretary, and his tenure is due to expire on the 9th of December 2025. So what is happening at the party, like everyone knows, is now more internal politics are bickering build up to 2027. So those who do not understand the modalities and the workings of the party are trying to see whether they can reap where they did not sow. First of all, you cannot just sit up and appoint somebody who did not take part in a convention to become the national secretary, to preside over those that were conventionally elected. So this is why I say that the PDP is united. The problem facing PDP will pass the fees, and those who are fanning these embers of discord and disunity will understand, and they will come back to the realization that they have all been fighting in vain.
Okay, so you said categorically, because I also understand that you are also a special assistant to Senator Samuel Anyanwu. You said categorically that there is only one national secretary, which is Senator Anyanwu. But I would also like to ask you, so what is the position of Mr. Ude in all of this, Okoye?
Yeah, Mr. Ude does not have a position. He does not have a stake, and he does not have anything to defend, because he is not known to the law, is unknown to the party. Right now, what happened is that Mr. Okoye served as a national youth leader some years ago, during the time of Secondus. So when the convention took place on November 30th, 2021, yes, if I'm right, yes, 2021. He was not in the convention list. He did not purchase form for that position. And now, for you to become a national secretary, you must partake in a convention. You must be elected by the members of the party across the nation. And your election must be supervised by INEC. So Ude-Okoye is just a child of is somebody they are trying to use to play some cards to see whether it will work in their favor. And it's unfortunate that he's dancing to that tune, because the people that are behind him trying to fan these embers of discord already know that they will not achieve anything, because there is no way you can remove a democratically elected national secretary and bring someone that you appointed because you think is from Anyanwu, you think is from the Southeast. First thing, it was not just the Southeast that elected Senator Samuel Anyanwu as National Secretary. It was the entire Nigeria that elected him. And then the position of the party, the North and South, when the chairman goes to the North, the secretary goes to the South. When the chairman comes to the South, the secretary goes to the North. So when I say Ude-Okoye does not have a stake, I am very sure of what I am saying, because there is no grounds for him to say that he will come and replace the National Secretary when he has no stake at all.
Okay, but I mean, you said Mr. Ude-Okoye doesn't have a stake, but I would like you to sort of explain to Nigerians what exactly happened when, of course, Senator Anyanwu, ran for the governorship position in Imo State, and according to the party's constitution, for you to be able to seek an office, you must resign from a position within the party. So, he ran, apparently didn't get it, and then came back to still be national. So what happened with that space, that period while it was running? Who was in charge of that position? Who was the national secretary of the party?
Okay, Dabo, you have the wrong information. And that's part of the things that the party is working hard to correct. Now, the constitution of the party did not say that the national secretary must resign to run for an election.
So what does the constitution of the party say?
Yes, good. I'm coming there. Like I said, the national secretary is an elected position. It's like when you have elected a governor who is serving his first term. The governor does not resign to run for a second term in office. The party said that any party official, the constitution said that any party official who is holding a position at the party and wishes to vie for an office, upon inauguration into the new office, will be deemed to have resigned. I don't know if you're getting my point there. So the party, the constitution did not say that when you purchase form to run for governorship, when you win your primaries to run for governorship, that you should resign. He said upon assumption of new office. So Anyanwu ran for the governorship, but has not assumed the position of the governor as the governor. So during the time he went to run for that election, there is national secretary, there is deputy national secretary. And there is provision in the constitution that when the secretary is away, he will hand over power to his deputy. So as at the time he took leave of absence from the office to focus on his election, the power was properly handed over to the deputy national secretary, Architect Setonji, who is from Lagos State. So there was no vacuum, there was no vacancy. So when the issue came up, when he went to run for his governorship, so there were interested parties who wanted to distract him from the election. So they tried to play this card. They knew it was not going to work. They said, okay, you resign your position and say no. Anyanwu said, no, there is no constitutional provision for me to resign when I am running for governorship. There are people in the same NWC who ran the same election with him in other states, in different states, who did not resign. There have been cases of persons from other political parties who ran for offices in different places and they did not resign their position. So when those people tried that in the state high court in Enugu State, they failed. They pulled out and they withdrew from the case. So these are facts. You can improve. And if you get a copy of the constitution of the party, you will be able to understand what I'm talking about. There is no explicit provision in the constitution that says you must resign. And you know must is a doing word. It's an obligatory word. So if Anyanwu was constitutionally bound to resign, he would have resigned. But he did not breach the constitution of the party. So assuming he needed to resign, there is somebody there who is deputy national secretary who was working, who was doing the signing and the communications with INEC and all that. So these are things of fact. But these people who want to cause disaffection in the party, who are pursuing 2027 agenda, know what I am talking about. They just want to cause disaffection and see whether they can hit up the policy and see where it takes them to. But that is not how it works.
Okay, I wish we could have that.
The Constitution by your side, you have the Constitution by your side, you have the Electoral Act by your side. What is there to be fighting for?
All right.
So they trumped up Ude-Okoye from nowhere and said, come and sit in the position of Anyanwu. That's not done anywhere in the world.
I wish we could have the video of what transpired yesterday at the Secretariat play, where we saw a bit of, I call it near violence, a bit of skirmish that happened, at the Secretariat. yesterday during the meeting. But my question is this. You said that Ude-Okoye is actually a tool by some members of the party who, of course, nurse an agenda. I would like you to be more specific. Which members exactly?
Well, you're a media practitioner, so I would want you to do a thorough investigation into that and then come up with that by yourself. Because I wouldn't like to mention names here on air, but we are aware that there are persons in the party. You know, like every family, if you have problems in the family, there must be somebody or one other person who wants something to go their own way. So those are not out of play. And then the things they did in Enugu State High Court, Enugu State Appeal Court has already been appealed at the Supreme Court. And the state of execution has already been gotten at the same appeal court of the court jurisdiction, stating that status quo should remain. And then Anyanwu continues as his national secretary, pending the determination at the Supreme Court of the case at the Supreme Court. So he continues in his job. But then yesterday at the National Secretariat, the BOT meeting was called, which Anyanwu is a member of the BOT. And then Ude-Okoye found his way into the hall where the meeting was holding. He is not a member of the BOT. He is not the National Secretary. And you found your way in there with dogs, with loads of boys outside who are skipping through the fence and jumping into the fence. Yeah, you guys should have the video. You saw him making trouble here and there, running helter-skelter while the meeting was going on inside with Anyanwu and the rest of the BOTs. So the video is there in the public, so anybody can find out what. He brought in his dogs, ordering them, jumping through the gates, jumping through the fence, and they scaled through the fence. The idea is to cause trouble, to see whether they can destabilize the party, probably from other political parties who are scared of the strength that PDP is going to put, who are scared that PDP is the only hope that the whole nation is looking towards right now. So that is what is happening. And we as a party, we cannot allow miscreants to come and disrupt the peace of the People's Democratic Party. We are looking towards 2027, and we are very, very dedicated in making sure that the power returns to the people, as our slogan is.
I mean, we know that a panel has been set up to sort of mediate all of this and reconcile. Is Senator Anyanwu open to reconciliation or resolution on this issue?
Well, the panel cannot resolve a case that is already in court. It's going to be sub judice. So the case is in court already. So the panel that is being set up cannot wish away that there is a pending case in court. And then Anyanwu is a true party person. If the BOT calls him and says, "Hey, National Secretary, come, let's have a meeting with you. Ude-Okoye, come, let's have a meeting with you," definitely Anyanwu will honor the invitation and any talk that will come up. But I want you to understand that the case is at the Supreme Court as we speak, and the Supreme Court, which is the final arbiter in the land, must decide on the case before any other thing can go on.
Okay.
So that's it.
All right. At this point, we'll go on a quick break. When we return, we'll be looking at the PDP and its chances ahead of 2027. Do stay with us. We'll be right back. Many thanks for staying with us. This, of course, is still Politics HQ on New Central Television. And, of course, we're looking at, matters within the People's Democratic Party. I still have Arthur Ugochukwu as the Zonal Secretary of the People's Democratic Party Imo State, and is also a personal assistant to Senator Anyanwu. He joins me virtually from Imo State. Thank you for your time. Now, let's look ahead of 2027. PDP being an opposition party and looking at, will I call it, internal rancor within the party. There is, of course, the rancor as regards the position of National Secretary. There's also some members of the party when it comes to disaffection as to who maybe should even be the presidential flag bearer. There are those that are saying a certain candidate has done it for so long, there should be a switch, while there are some that feel different. And then there's also the Wike effect on the party. Looking at all of this, what I call it problems now, is the PDP a sinking party?
PDP is not a sinking party. I put it to you. PDP is a very strong, formidable opposition party.
How strong is the PDP?
16 years with immense success.
Sorry to cut in here. You said the PDP, of course, held Nigeria in leadership for 16 years, but it's almost 16 years it's out of office.
No, I'm coming there. I'm trying to give you the background of what PDP did. In the past 16 years of PDP in power was the best time for Nigerians. You can ascertain how much they were selling fuel, how much food prices were, how much was dollar to naira exchange rate then. So it was good when PDP was in power. So what we have today is a mess of governance. What we have today is nothing to write home about. People are languishing, people are hungry, insecurity everywhere. Everybody is looking for his fellow Brazilians to eat on, looking for how to survive. In fact, in the last 4 years of the APCs, during the Buhari era, at the time, people were praying to be alive. So PDP is very, very, very strong. If PDP is not strong, you will not be seeing this couple. Other small political parties that are not strong, do you see anybody in drag position or drag this and that with them? Everybody knows, every Nigerian knows that the only solution left for this country to bounce back to life again is the return of PDP to power. And by 2027, PDP is 100% prepared for this takeover.
So you think, I'm sorry to interrupt you. So you think Nigerians still have confidence in the PDP?
Nigerians have tested PDP, they have tested the PC. So you yourself, you have confidence in the PDP because you know that between 1999 and 2015, before APC came through the back door and stole our joy away, you know that PDP is the hope for Nigerians at the moment.
You said the APC came in through the back door in 2016. Your candidate, your president then called to congratulate the winner then. So how did they take it from the back door?
Because they stole the mandate, they stole the vote. Everybody saw how it happened, and my candidate calling to congratulate the APC then is a situation whereby you're playing football and then somebody uses hand and scores goal. The goal that entered, it has entered. You're not going to change it, and then the referee blows that is a goal. So what you should do is to take your defeat that you lost by 1-0 to so club. So it doesn't change the fact that it was wrongly entered as a goal. It doesn't change the fact that APC came with too many lies to Nigerians and then took away our joy. That is the point. So my candidate congratulating them does not mean that the process that led to that election or whatever made them come to power or all the things that they did, the lies they told to Nigerians were genuine. Okay. We have seen the difference between APC and PDP. And the only hope for this country is to bring PDP back.
Okay, so I mean, you keep saying the difference between the APC and PDP, but for many Nigerians observing the political landscape, they will say both even the APC and PDP in terms of difference, the line seems pretty much blurry. We have members of the PDP who are active office holders within the All Progressives Congress. One of them is the Honorable Minister of the FCT, who claims to be a PDP member, but is active member of the APC. So how different is this party?
Party is driven by ideologies.
So what is the ideology of PDP?
Ideologies, particularly. Yes, the ideology of PDP is party for the people, to return power to the people, to make people decision makers in what they are doing. During the PDP era, you will see public hearings when bills are to be passed in the National Assembly. You will see them discuss ideas like this tax reform issue that is ongoing. You would have seen multiple public hearings, people giving their views. How is this going to better the people? How is this going to endanger the people? So power is usually given back to the people. During PDP time, you will see members of House of Reps going back to their villages to conduct what we call constituency briefing, to tell their people their stewardship for the year running. But in APC, they can't even go home because of insecurity. They can't go home because of insecurity in their various places. So when the ideology is badly rooted, you will see that the outcome will be definitely ineffective. So that is the difference between PDP and APC. Yes, people can work for APC because they want to contribute their quota in their section. And if you can mention the FCT minister that is working for APC is the best performing minister you can see. So he's the best brand from the PDP, or one of the best brands from PDP, that is exported to APC to see if the government can function. Look at FCT, how you have turned it around in just 1 year plus in office. Tell me one minister that is of APC stock that has done what Wike has done.
But is the PDP not also worried that
APC government?
Is the PDP not also worried that there might be moles within the party? Given the fact that
there are moles everywhere, there are moles everywhere. There are moles in APC, there are moles in PDP.
So the PDP is comfortable with it.
No. If you say PDP is comfortable, they can be comfortable if there are moles. I'm just telling you that you cannot wish out the fact that there must be people in APC who will give information to PDP, and there must be people in PDP. That's what you might call moles. In wars, there are moles everywhere. You must have people that will give you information of what is happening on both sides. So if you say there are moles in PDP or there are moles in APC, those are part of the system. But the PDP, like I just said before, is ready for eventual takeover in 2027. And the party is standing very, very strong. That I can tell you. The internal squabble we are having is going to be over very soon. After all, Labour is having their own, APC is having their own, everybody. The national chairman of APC has been embattled for a long time. He was even suspended from his ward by some sections of members of his party in his ward. So you can see that this is not peculiar to only PDP.
All right. Let's talk about the possibility of a coalition, because we are hearing talks about opposition parties. You know, some of them are willing to form a coalition ahead of 2027. I mean, from what you know as a member of the party, is the PDP also looking in that direction?
Well, I'm not in the capacity to divulge that information, because I'm not on that. I might not be among the people that will decide if there's going to be a coalition or not. So I'm speaking from my own point of knowledge. So I don't think I can give information if PDP is willing for any coalition or any merger in the near future.
All right. Thank you so much for your time on the program. Arthur Ugochukwu is the Zonal Secretary of the People's Democratic Party Imo State, and is also a personal aide to the National Secretary of the PDP, that's Senator Samuel Anyanwu. Once again, thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr.